I've not seen this, so we're watching this together as friends on the internet.
Kind of a weird W for Ethan Ralph. Not only did the Kansas City Chiefs heroically keep the Buffalo Bills out of the Super Bowl, which they're very likely to win, Matthew Vickers. Now, this is a weird thing. I'll kind of summarize it for a bit. Over the past year, I'll do a little bit more in-depth summary. Matthew Vickers is the baby mama of Ethan Ralph's first baby mama's father. Matthew Vickers is notable for being exactly like Ethan Ralph in every way, shape, and form. They look alike, they act alike, they're both fat. Matthew Vickers is belligerent and insane, and that is exactly why Faith Vickers ran away and got impregnated by a pig monster. In the time since, Matthew Vickers has tried to play up that he's living his best life and epically owning Ethan Ralph by fostering his child for him and paying for it out of pocket. But on the dark underbelly of Matthew Vickers' world, he's closed down his silver coin shop. He's gotten divorced and his house is in foreclosure. And this is due to unsecured credit card debt in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And there was some theory crafting that Matthew Vickers and his wife, they have like 5 kids together. So it's crazy that they would split up. There was some speculation that Matthew was divorcing her so that the house and assets could go in her name and the debt would stay in his name, or vice versa. And then one of them would bankrupt and it would not affect the other because there wouldn't be a married couple anymore. And that does not seem to be the case, because Matthew Vickers has just recently filed pro se against his own ex-wife, actually still wife, because they're going through the divorce proceedings. And he is alleging that she defamed him. So he's suing her pro se for defamation, which is a huge pain in the deal with. Any lawsuit is. And it's just like his entire life has fallen apart. And it's just so crazy to me that he is so much like Ethan Ralph in every way, shape, and form. And Ethan Ralph, despite being a disgusting pig monster with no redeeming qualities, is still able to consistently get W's over him all the time. I've talked about this variously, but I'll bring it up again. When Faith Vickers first absconded from California, she flew all the way across the country from California to Virginia, because he was in Richmond at the time, to become impregnated by a pig monster. Matthew Vickers actually joined the forum, and he was threatening her because she had taken her cell phone. And he says, "If you don't come back right now, little lady, I'm disconnecting your cell phone. The consequences will never be the same." He was trying to like hardball her. And it's like, if she's left, she's probably trying to find her sense of self, her sense of independence. And if you're going to try to punish her in any way, the last thing you would want to do is to terminate her cell phone contract, because that's how she calls you when she wants to come home. It was just like the most profoundly thing I've ever heard. And I told him this. I said straight up, like, you're a she's 18. She just turned 18. She just became an adult. She's trying to figure out what to do. She's trying to test what she can do as an independent person. And if you're going to come out and try to like pull a hammer on her, that's probably indicative of why she left in the first place. And you should be trying to ease off the brakes a little bit and do damage control here. And he responded by saying, "Go f*** yourself." He wrote a big post about how the Kiwi Farms was returned and he wasn't going to post there anymore. And then, despite us, he started leaking documents that we would be interested in to people that we hated, just so that we would have to read their Twitter accounts. That's how fucking petty and retarded this guy was. And then, how was he rewarded? Well, I was completely right. Faith got pregnant. Faith ended up in an insane asylum, involuntarily fucking committed. And then she finally went home, I think because Ethan Ralph was just like, oh, because of the revenge pornography. No, that was after even. That was fucking after. He like beat her. He did something. I don't know what he did, but he drove her home. I forgot that part. And then he posted a sex tape of them to spite her ex-boyfriend. And it's just like, this all could have been avoided if you were just a better father. And he's never taken that to heart. Nothing's his fucking fault. Literally, his entire life has fallen apart, and his bloodline is gunted. His bloodline is gunted. Forever and ever and ever, amen. The bloodline of Matthew Vickers and the bloodline of the pig monster known as Ethan Ralph have intermingled. They are now consanguineous. They are family forever. There is no way out of this. It's just Matthew Vickers has, and even by the way, he's one of my favorite things about Vickers, just because I'm dumping on him. Why not? Ethan Ralph once tried to make like an alternate personality, like a Chris Chan style alternate persona that was obviously fucking him to send emails with, called Rad Roberts. And then Matthew Vickers had this alternate personality called Vicious Vickers. He like self-dubs himself as Vicious Vickers. And the only thing he's ever been vicious to is his own family and brood and ex-wife and his house and his everything he's ever owned. He's pretty fucking vicious to them. While Ethan Ralph has continually stuck his little thumb dick in every hole on Matthew Vickers' body over and over again. And then he even tried to start up like an internet blood sports type like live stream called The Good, the Bad, and the Vicious with Vicious Vickers. And he really thought he was gonna like out kill stream Ethan Ralph to epically own him, but literally nobody ever watched any of these streams even for a nanosecond. So he just stopped at some point and then went completely bankrupt and lost his main business. That's the that's the story of Matthew Vickers. And now he's suing his ex-wife. He's suing the mother of his like 4 children for defamation after they lost the house. Really just incredible. If you like this is like the first stream you've ever watched, you might think I'm completely full of shit and just making things up because that sounds like a story. Like someone would write that. But no, that really happened. That guy really fucked up his whole life because he was too fucking stupid and proud. That's stupid.